Hi, my name is G. Michael, and this is this week's Gratitude Blog. I don't know if you saw last week, but if you did, thank you very much. If you appreciated it, thank you even more. And if you haven't left a comment or started your own gratitude session and you intend to, join me, please. Love to see you. Today's gratitude session is going to be about meditation. When you enter into this space of meditation, you'll begin to realize that you are in absolute control of what's going on in your mind. You're the director, the producer, you're the actors on the stage, and for the first little while, yeah, it's going to be messy. The actors are not going to know what they're wanting to do, your musical score will be off, like you're a brand new director, you don't quite know what you're doing. But as you get better and better at this, as you spend time in that space, you begin to realize that it is you that's creating everything that's in front of you. And once you realize that within, you can begin to see how that's happening all around you in what we call the real world. What you have going on inside of you is actually being reflected very distinctly outside of you. I was first introduced to meditation many years ago by a gentleman by the name of Leo Leister. He was my first karate sensei. And the reason I mention that is because he had a wonderful sign at the entrance to the dojo. And the basic, I don't remember the quote, but the basic idea was, leave all your problems or your worldly possessions in this bowl. They'll be there for you when you get back. You can take them with you again, or you can leave them for the cleaning crew. And what I really appreciated about that in meditation is when you first start to meditate and when you first try to clear your mind, it's easy and it's really difficult. And by leaving that stuff at the entrance to the dojo, it cleared my mind, it cleared my space in order to train without worrying about the normal everyday stuff that we all have piling up. And through that, leaving it in the bowl, you actually begin to achieve this meditative state, because the thoughts, the pokes, the different things that you have going on in your life will come up the minute you decide that you want to clear your mind. Now, my suggestion for dealing with this, and what I've found has worked for me, is by following my breath. A lady by the name of Margaret Ann Simon, she shared with me what was called the micro-orbit breath. Now, before you start writing and saying I shouldn't be teaching this, okay, I'm not teaching this, I'm telling you what worked for me. And this breath consisted of taking 3 breaths in through your nose, over the top of your head, into your belly, and then out through your base chakra. So if you're standing doing this, out through the bottom of your feet. If you're sitting doing this, where you're touching the ground. And you would direct this breath out and down. Don't push. If you want to hear the story about not pushing, give me a call or send me a message. Anyway, so the first 3 are in through the top, over the top of your head, and down into your belly, and then down into the earth. The next 3 breaths, it's the same thing, breathing over the top of your head into your belly, but instead of pushing down, or not pushing down, allowing it to go down, instead of doing that, we're going to lift. Now, those of you who know what Kegel exercises are, that's what I mean by lift, or if you're stopping the flow of your urine. I'd like you to use those muscles and lift the air up and out the top of your head. Okay, so 3 breaths in, belly, lift, up through the top of your head. The last 3 breaths that I want to share is, instead of pushing or pulling, what we're going to do is we're just going to allow that energy, or imagine our breath just coming out through the center of our being and filling the sphere, the space around us. Now, by following this, you're going to catch yourself not breathing. And this is good. So whenever you catch yourself not clearing your thoughts or not breathing according to the pattern, you can pat yourself on the shoulder, you can forgive yourself, you can love yourself, and you can go back into the breath again and start following the pattern once again. And I can promise you that you cannot get through 3 rounds of that breath and not be in a space where you're clear, where you have reached that space of meditative bliss that everybody talks about. And by the way, as soon as you realize that and say, oh my God, I'm here, you're not there anymore. So again, pat yourself, forgive yourself, and go back into the breath. You will attain that space again very quickly. So again, this week's gratitude session was on meditation. And specifically, in order to get to that space of meditation, being able to clear your mind, I suggest using that micro or breath. Thank you very, very much to Margaret Ann Simon for sharing that with me. Now, a shout out to you, those that have watched this. This is week 2 for me. It's not easy, as meditation is not easy, but it is just a matter of knowing that you're the director of your life. If this is something you want to do, I suggest just grab a camera, just do it. You don't need to be a professional, as I think my last video pointed out. My daughter was gracious enough to tell me that it sucked, but that said, it's to show you how easy this is. You can have this on your camera phone. All of them take video now. It doesn't have to be long, it doesn't have to be anything profound. It just needs to be what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for. And believe me, there's always something to be grateful for. I know you have that too. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me, and I look forward to shooting this again next week. I'm G. Michael. Thank you.